Assalamu alaikum. In this video, we are going to do alkanes, which is one of the homologous series. What is the definition of alkanes? The definition of alkanes is a homologous series of hydrocarbons that contain only carbon, carbon, and carbon hydrogen single covalent bond. Now, as we have already revised what covalent bonds are, we are going to see and focus on this single carbon, carbon, carbon hydrogen bonds. Now, as it is written that it is a hydrocarbon, that means there will only be bonds between carbon and hydrogen, and there can be these two kinds of bonds which will be only single bonds, as suggested by this one dash between these bonds. And then secondly, we have the functional group as none, or we can say that the functional group is simply the single bonds between carbon and hydrogen. Then the general formula of alkanes is CnH2n plus 2. We need to memorize this formula. Usually when we have the first four alkanes such as methane, ethane, propane and butane, we can memorize their formula. However, if we are asked to find out like the 16th or the 25th or the 30th member of the alkane series, then we can simply, like if we have 25, then we can simply substitute n with 25 and we can find the formula such as C25H52. And then the last point states that it is saturated hydrocarbons. There are two kinds of hydrocarbons. One is saturated, one is unsaturated. What basically this saturated hydrocarbon means. Now, whenever we have a bond, methane, which is C H4. And when you have CH4, the bonds of carbon are made with hydrogen, and there can be four maximum bonds, and we can see that there are four maximum bonds. We cannot add any more bond in here. That's why we can say that when there is no addition possible of a bond, that becomes a saturated hydrocarbon. The definition will be that all the outer electrons of each molecule is used in forming single covalent bonds, thus no addition of molecule is possible. Whenever there are single bonds, there will be alkanes, and alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons. Let's look at the structural formulas and the first four alkanes of the series of alkanes. The first one that we have is the methane, as suggested by one carbon, methane. Then we have the ethane, then the propane, and then the butane. Now you need to see that in the structural formulas that we have here, every bond is a single bond, which tells that it is part of the alkane series, and also the general formula, which is CnH2n plus 2, is fulfilled by every formula that we have, either ethane, propane or butane. So the structural formula of methane will be like this, which is the basic. Then we have ethane as two carbon atoms, and every carbon atom will make four bonds. Then we have three carbon atoms of propane, and we have these kinds of structural formulas. What are the physical properties of alkanes? Now, when we say that it is a group and it is a series, that means that they are classified because of their properties. In the physical properties, we have trends, and in chemical properties, there are fixed chemical properties of every member of alkanes, like methane, ethane, propane, butane, all will have same chemical properties, but they will follow a trend in physical properties. In the physical properties, firstly we have melting and boiling point, which is increasing as we go down the group, such as from methane to butane, the melting and the boiling point will increase. What is the reason for this increasing boiling point? The first reason is that the molecular size is increasing, as suggested. The methane has a small molecule of this, whereas butane has a larger molecule, larger chain, and when there is a larger chain, more energy is needed to break the bonds, so the melting and the boiling point will increase, and the forces between the molecules, they become also stronger. That's why the melting and the boiling points increase. The second is the viscosity increases. What is viscosity? Viscosity in simple terms is the resistance to flow. And basically it's when the density increases or the gadapan of any liquid increases. So as we go down the group from methane to butane, the viscosity will increase. Methane is a gas. The state is going to change and it will go towards becoming a solid, and in between there will be liquids as well. So methane is a gas, ethane is a gas, and maybe propane will be a liquid, and then liquids may the propane will be less viscous, then butane will be more viscous. That's how the viscosity is increasing going down the group. And the last is that there is less flammability due to more carbon content. As all of the other trends were increasing, the flammability is decreasing as we go down the group. Why is flammability increasing? Because we have this carbon content. Carbon is increasing. In methane, we have only one carbon, whereas in ethane, we have two. In propane, we have three. And as carbon increases, it prevents proper combustion and flammability. So flammability decrease ho jati hai, and when flammability decreases we have a more sootier flame. Let's take an example of sugar. If you try to cook sugar, there will be a very blackish flame that you're going to get because sugar is made up of carbons. So more the carbon content, less the flammability, and there will be resistance to flammability as well. Moving on, let's take a look at the chemical properties of alkanes. Now, the first chemical property is basically going to be the reaction of alkane, which will be the combustion reaction. Combustion reaction mein the first condition is that you need excess oxygen. In the complete combustion reaction that you can see here, the oxygen that has been provided is in excess. Combustion reaction always results in carbon dioxide and water if it is a complete combustion. And you can see, you can place any alkane in place of this. C3 wala alkane is known to be propane. You can keep any alkane, you can add excess oxygen, and you can get carbon dioxide and water. If you're not going to add excess oxygen and you have less oxygen, then it will result in carbon monoxide formation and water in lack of oxygen scenario. And if we have very less oxygen, then it will result in only carbon hydroxide, which is water or steam, and it can also result in a mixture of compounds such as carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, and water. So these are the three ways combustion can take place dependent on the supply of oxygen that is present. Then we have the substitution reaction. The substitution reactions only take place between alkanes and halogens. What are halogens? Halogens are those chlorine, fluorine, bromine, those elements that are present in group 7 of the periodic table. What happens is whenever a halogen reacts with an alkane, it will replace one of the hydrogen from the alkane to form a compound, and these will be the substituted products. Let's take an example. We have methane over here, as it has only one carbon. This is methane. Then we have one halogen, which is chlorine. We take chlorine as a gas and it always exists in its two forms, so chlorine, and then we have methane. When they will react, one of the chlorine, let's assume we have chlorine 2 in this form. One of the chlorine that we have will replace one of the hydrogen and form a compound which will become CH3Cl. Now you need to know that carbon will always make 4 bonds, so we have only 3 hydrogens and one chlorine bonding with carbon, and then this hydrogen that has been displaced will bond with the other chlorine that we have present, this one. So it will make hydrogen and chlorine, which becomes hydrochloric acid. This way, whenever we add chlorine to any alkane or any halogen to any alkane, it will replace one hydrogen, and that's why it's known as a substitution reaction, because chlorine is substituting the hydrogen that is present. Now, this is the first reaction. Now, after we get this as the product, we can add more chlorine to this to replace one more hydrogen and make it as a dichloromethane and hydrochloride will always remain constant. Then this will be the second. This will be the third, because we are using this and adding more chlorine and replacing one more hydrogen. Until all the hydrogens have been replaced as they have been replaced in this tetrachloromethane, the reaction will stop. This, and this will be the substituted products that have been formed. If we want to make the structure of the product that has been formed over here, such as this CH3Cl, we are going to make the carbon in the middle, 3 bonds of hydrogen, and 1 bond of chlorine.